Hello everyone, myself Tejaswini KS. I am from MIT College. In the subject System Simulation and Modeling, I am going to explain the topic called Comparison of Bottleneck Detection Methods for AGV Systems. First, we have to know what is a bottleneck process. For example, here the system contains a machine A, machine B and machine C. It has three machines, and when a product comes to a machine A and A does a specific operation in that particular product, it takes the 2 minutes processing time. Once A is done, it sends to a machine B and B does a specific operation in that particular product. It takes 4 minutes of processing time. Once B is done, it will goes to the machine C and machine C does a specific operation in that particular product. It takes a 3 minutes processing of time. So we have to figure out which machine in this particular system constrains the flow of material, and that is called as the bottleneck process. This bottleneck process means it is a process which constrains the flow of material. In general, it is the slowest process in the system. So that we have to find out the first we have to find out bottleneck process, capacity. Second, it is a capacity, and third one, it is a throughput. First one, it is a bottleneck process. It is the slowest process. Here it is the slowest process. For example, here A, it will be produces a 30 units per hour, and B produces the 15 units per hour, and C produces the 20 units per hour. So here is the slowest process is a B. So machine B, it is the bottleneck process here. Next is a capacity. Let's say I am standing here, a product is moved from A to B and B to C, and I am receiving that product in a given hour, and that would be a capacity of the system. It is output per hour. Per hour it is the 15 units. A to B takes it will produce us a 30 units, and B to C it is a 15, and C it is receiving only a 15, so it is a 15 units per hour. It is the capacity, it is the 15 units per hour. Next is a throughput. Third one, it's a throughput time spent by a unit. For we are adding all the units here, it is 9 minutes. So bottleneck process, which means which machine in this particular system constrains the flow of material, and that is called as the bottleneck process. Let's know about the AGV. AGV, it is an automated guided vehicle system. It is a special industrial purpose vehicle. It is used to carry finished goods, raw materials, semi-finished goods from one location to the another location without human interface. It uses some sort of magnetic tapes, wires, sensors, messages as optical sensors and virtual sensor to travel from one place to the another, and the path it is predetermined, and in a software module that is used, and some sort of AGV system or radio control, like operator sitting is far away from the AGV, they can control the AGVs by setting the predetermined path on his control module, and it is a uses. And AGV, it will be used in industries, in every industries. For example, in a food industry, e-commerce industry, supply chain management, and automobile sectors, for carrying heavy materials from one location to another location. Next is the advantage and disadvantages of the AGV. Advantages: accountability. In the case of humans, the error may occur, but when it is compared to the machine, it is a probability of 0 errors, so less chances of errors. And repeatability, high accuracy, and due to repetitive high accuracy it will produce, and line flexible material handling, and less chance of material get lost, and so the production does not affect due to the material handling. It is the advantages. And disadvantages, like a maintenance cost and potential initial investment. And some of the AGV, it is having a optical collision avoidance sensor. When a vehicle or the AGV system is moving in one direction, it finds any disturbance or anything in that path, it will give by using a sensor, and it will take another direction, and it will reach to the end path. Next, we have here AGV system. The presenter Here it is a AGV system. Here AGV system, it is contain a machine 1, machine 2 and machine 3, and AGV 1, AGV 2 and AGV 3 and in and out. The 3 AGV brings parts from in station, first machine M1 and then to the machine 2 and then to the machine 3 and then out the station. The AGVs only proceed to the next step if the next step is free, not blocked by any previous AGV. Each machine also has 2 buffers of capacity, one for unprocessed and processed part. There is infinite supply and demand parts in an in and out station respectively. And in the table 1, it has the machine name, cycle time and buffering failures and repair time. And here next one, it is having the AGV travel. Here from into machine 1, it has a distance 34,650 and it's having a time in seconds 69.3. And machine 1 to machine 2, it is a 6050 and it has a time 12.1. And M2 to M3, it is having a 6050 distance and 12.1. And M3 to yin, it is a 32,700 and it has a time 65.4. Next, it's a utilization. To detect the bottleneck, the utilization method measures the percentage of time machines divided by AGV is the active and then defines the machine with the largest active percentage as the bottleneck. And in table 3, it contains the mean, working plus repair and active. In the graph you can see that, and M2 has the higher utilization. It can be seen clearly that according to the measured data, machine M2 has the largest utilization of 80%, including both work and repair times. Therefore would be a primary bottleneck according to the utilization method. It is a M2, it is a bottleneck. And M1 has the second largest with the 73%, and the third utilization is found at the 3 identical AGVs with utilization of 66%. Finally, machine 3 has the smallest utilization with the 55%. Next, it is the waiting time. The second bottleneck detection, it is detection methods uses the waiting time of parts in the queue to determine the bottleneck. This method looks for the machine where the parts have to wait for long time and defines the bottleneck according to the queue length. In a figure 3, for all the buffers before and after the machines, where B indicates the before and A indicates after, and BM2 is the before and AM2 is the after machine M2, it turns out that buffers are empty almost at the time. For the buffers capacity 1, there is an average only a 0.05 parts waiting, and for mean waiting it is only a 4 seconds. Furthermore, all buffers have approximately the same mean number of parts. Therefore, due to the limitation of waiting time method obtained, the result cannot be used to detect the bottleneck, and the methods cannot be determined with the primary bottleneck, let alone secondary or non-bottleneck. And next, it is a shifting bottleneck detection methods. The shifting bottleneck detection method uses the same data as the utilization method and determining the bottlenecks. The shifting bottleneck detection methods also investigate when a machine is active or not. Here it is having a shifting bottleneck and shifting bottleneck probability and bottlenecks and the machine failures, and it indicates here the active period, solo bottleneck and shifting bottleneck. The shifting bottleneck analysis using the shifting bottleneck detection method therefore not only detects the bottleneck reliability and but also allows the deeper understanding of underlying causes bottlenecks by investigate the temporary bottlenecks and their relation to different system environments. Next is the comparison. Next, it is having it will compare the different approaches give the vastly different results. The utilization method assumed that M2 is a primary bottleneck, and therefore the utilization method did not detect the bottleneck correctly, and the method based on the waiting time entirely unable to detect because of the limitations. The only method returning the correct result was the shifting bottleneck detection method. This method was not only able to detect the bottleneck but also estimate the relative constraints of the different machines to the system. Comparing figure with the 5 and figure 2 shows the almost identical behavior of the bottleneck measurement. Now here it is having a methods and utilization, waiting time and shifting bottleneck. Here accuracy. Here it is having accuracy in utilization is medium, waiting time is medium, but in a shifting bottleneck it is excellent, and understandability is also in both it is a medium, but in shifting block it's excellent, and required data size it is in utilization large, in both it is small, and long term beyond and medium term beyond, short term beyond, and primary beyond, and implementation system limitation is moderate and many, and it is a few. And next it's a conclusion. These paper compared the utilization, waiting time, shifting bottleneck detection methods, and found that no method excels in every area. However, shifting bottleneck detection is method has the only flaws of being slightly and more difficult to implement than the other two methods, whereas the utilization and waiting time methods have a multiple limitation on usage accuracy. These method has been implemented in a software tool GAROPS, the analyzer, the automatically analyzing the data, simulation and detection the bottleneck. Thank you.